Classic League Podcast time! Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 280 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott, and the man that just put an idea bulb above his head on YouTube is Dustin. Dustin, what's going on, man?
Let us toast to good health and a long afterlife.
That's it. Okay, that's awesome. So, Dustin... Dustin's in full Halloween mode. I did see that you took a picture of that doll in your driver's seat, or in your passenger seat. Hopefully the car was parked.
Yes.
But
yes,
you're not kidding, man. It is full on Halloween time for you. You are.
It is. The decorations are in stores. It's official.
This is when holiday consumerism is okay with us. Right?
That's right.
So
I'm having some trouble seeing my keyboard. Let me shed some light on this.
Oh God, Dustin.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see. We're
You
good.
can see now? Thank God. Okay. We're good. Now, so for those of you that are just audio listeners, we'll shout out to everybody on Podcast Addict. We are up to 985. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers on that app. Very exciting. Dustin just held up a skeleton in a vampire cape drinking blood. Hopefully you could hear what it was saying, but at one point the thing actually, with the magic of LEDs, looks like it's drinking blood, and you can see it go through the body of the skeleton. Absolutely incredible. He's got is that an alien or a mummy? Mummy, okay.
It's like a skull in a bag. I called the skeleton Boney Bernie, and this is Saki-chan.
Wow. I mean, just it's all coming together for you. Boney Bernie is a like a Marvel like alter ego.
Yeah.
And it's funny, whenever I see a dead guy, I think of Weekend at Bernie's too. Or as well, not just the sequel, but as well. So, and then root beer time. What are you drinking this week? That looks like a different shaped bottle.
This week we're having Boylan Bottling Co. root beer.
So, in Nashville, is it just like there's no craft beer? It's just like a root beer haven, or is a supermarket just really happy that someone's buying the stock of all this stuff? You gotta let me know.
So good it'll get your blood boiling.
Oh, boom! There you go. Boy, you're on fire tonight. The sugar is doing you well. So, shout out to everybody in chat joining us. We got Brian Trusty, a good friend of ours, an old listener, also a fellow fan of the Cartoon Retrocast. Alex is here. Zarek, of course, our dear friend, Sir Caddingworth Vepper. Iceman, if I said you again, all right, there you go. And we got some new faces in here. And Razi, awesome, and Max, thanks for joining, guys. So, we're a video game podcast. My name is Scott. This is Dustin, and we'll be talking about video game news. It is very light this week, so we're going to do our best to give you guys an hour or so's worth of chatter that's interesting to listen to. And before we get to that, though, we're going to talk about what we've been doing lately. So, Dustin, before we realize you've been to your local CVS buying every little Halloween knick-knack that they've put out so far. They got delivered early. What else you been up to this last week?
It is the start of the year. Kids are officially back in schools.
Cool.
I feel like it's already September. Like, I have been running around these schools like crazy. Well, just one school, because I switched to one school, the high school.
Just got all those grades, all those kids.
Yeah. And it is so spread out. Man, I'm trucking.
It'll shrink. It'll get smaller. Well, they say, athletes say the game slows down.
Yeah.
The school will shrink for you, and before you know it, you won't be lost.
A flow state.
There you go. Absolutely. Zarek, we did hear that Mr. Belmont, Simon Vogler, is going to be a playable character in Smash Brothers. So, that's one of the things in the news we'll definitely be getting to.
I talked to Koji. I was like, yo, my son's name is Simon. Hook me up. And he was like, I got you, fam.
And he did it.
Yeah.
I was watching the Easy Allies stream of that, and it was nice to hear that they had heard. No, it was in the stream. The Konami people were saying they were excited to be working on it because the soundtrack, they've got 30-some tracks.
That's awesome.
From the series that they're going to be bringing in, which is really cool. So, yeah, I guess we've already kind of blown our load on that story, but we'll talk about it again here because it's light news. I've got a buddy of mine that gave me an expensive piece of equipment to try to do some restoration for him.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me his Rickenbacker Bass, and he was a touring musician, and he went kind of crazy on stage. He sweat a lot, so there's some rust issues on some of the chrome pieces, like the bridge, around some of the pickups, all the screws and stuff. Mm-hmm. So wish me luck that I don't destroy my buddy's bass because it's got a comma in the price. But I'm going to try to restore it for him. He wants to sell it, and he's like, I think if you can shine it up, it'll be better. But have you ever heard about getting rid of rust or oxidation on chrome and stainless steel with diet soda or just soda in general and tin foil or aluminum foil? I'm sorry, not tin foil. So I've watched enough videos that make me think that, okay, I'm going to be able to do this for him. I'll put it in the elbow grease and it should be good.
Yeah.
And a Rickenbacker's the only bad part is he's a lefty. So I can't even like noodle around with it very much. It's hard, right? It's heartbreaking.
Every single time I see a left-handed person holding a rifle or a handgun, it drives me crazy.
It's real bad on the golf course because I think they're hitting back at me. Swear to God, dude.
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
So, I'm excited to get that going this week. I showed you that little Epiphone Les Paul that I put like the trapeze bridge and stuff on, made it like a surf rock guitar. So he's like, all right, I'll try to clean it up. I don't have to do any electronics work or anything, even though I could if I needed to. But this should be pretty fun. So that's what I've got coming up this week that hopefully I'll have a nice update for you guys with next week. If you'd like to support the show, I just want to mention real quick, we love reviews. If you want to review us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts or any podcast app that you listen to us, please do so. And also, I don't do it very much at the beginning of the show. Every several episodes, I'll mention. We do have Amazon affiliate links in the descriptions that if you use, we will get a commission if you happen to purchase something from Amazon if you go there through our links. So, all right, man. I guess let's get into some gaming news. And the big story this week, I mean, truthfully, the only story, really. If we weren't such Castlevania fans, or you specifically and me, by proxy, this would be really the only story. But there was a writer of IGN. It's a staff member. It's not a freelancer. It was someone that also helped host their Nintendo podcast. Put up his first video review of the game Dead Cells this week. And a YouTuber named Boomstick Gaming noticed an outrageous number of similarities between their reviews. And so IGN took down the review, and the accusation of plagiarism seems to have been confirmed by IGN themselves, which that is crazy to me. You and I have written reviews and done reviews. And if we do it we know how little effort it takes to actually do it. Like if that was your job, to me, that wouldn't be that big of a deal to do. But his name was Filip Miucin, something like that. And again, this was his very first review, so right out of the gate, he committed the cardinal sin of journalism.
It was his first review?
Yeah, at IGN.
And he stole it from somebody on YouTube?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, that's the one that I feel like I wouldn't do that to.
Right?
It's like you don't plagiarize your first paper freshman year, but you'd maybe copy some homework by the time you're a senior and you're like, I'm out. Like, I don't care. It's like the 9th out of 12th assignment that you have to submit. So you just kind of slide one in there. Yeah. Okay, I didn't really rearrange that paragraph at that time from an encyclopedia, all you youngins. Well, according to our YouTube analytics, no one young listens to the show anyways. But it's baffling to me. Now here's one thing also. The Boomstick Gaming guy, I heard he broke the embargo to get his review up. Okay, so that's the only reason that's relevant to me is that helps with the YouTube search results and algorithms, I would think, right?
You think, yeah.
So why would you go for the first result?
That's another. This guy's terrible. He's a terrible thief.
It's hard to not pile on him. I've made mistakes. I've made poor decisions that I wouldn't want people to know about. I wouldn't want to get publicly scorned. It's just it's tough not to like unleash on him for. I mean, IGN, GameSpot, Polygon, Kotaku, they are under such a microscope. Everyone's looking for them to make a misstep.
Yeah, and
it's not. This guy's everyone in the media keeps calling him a small YouTuber. He has I think at the time that his video was stolen, maybe 11 or 12,000 subscribers. And he had way more activity than we did. So, I mean, from our perspective, he's not a small channel at all. We would love to swap places with him. Now, his channel has exploded since this because he did do a really good review. I went and watched it. And
that's got to be a pretty good boost to your ego when IGN steals your review.
Dude, he actually said that. He's like, do I take this as a compliment? I guess I should be happy that the big guys are liking my stuff, but at the same time, you shouldn't be stealing my content. And I'll do my best. You guys know that I'm not the best at reading out loud, but I will read IGN's response. So after they did an investigation, so on the 7th, they took the video and the review down, and they said they're going to investigate. So then later on the day on the 7th, IGN released a statement that said, "We've reviewed the allegations against one of our writers regarding our our review of Dead Cells. After taking the time to investigate, we've determined that there were substantial similarities between a review posted weeks earlier and our review that could not be justified and warranted taking down. Though we as a community often share feelings and even certain word choices to describe the games we love using similar frames of understanding, this particular situation stepped over the line, and it is not a reflection of our editorial standards. We apologize to our readers, developer Motion Twin, and most especially the YouTuber known under Boomstick Gaming for failing to uphold those standards." Then they have another paragraph, and they said, "We take our review process seriously. In most cases, reviewers are expected to play a game single player or story campaign to completion at least once, as well as spend additional time capturing gameplay to supply content to the video component of our reviews. Though our Dead Cells reviewer played the game and came away with glowing opinions of it, as did many other of our staff members, the review itself was simply not acceptable. We've parted ways with the writer involved in the review, and we will be re-reviewing Dead Cells this week. We will work tirelessly to ensure, regarding whether you agree with our reviews, that you can have faith that every word in our review is nothing less than genuine opinions of our critics. Nothing is more important to us than your trust." So it was like, man. Hey, Divix, thanks for joining. It's super late for him. It's 3 a.m. He's hanging out with us. That's cool. And Sir Caddingsworth's got to go to school tomorrow. So, hey, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. We'll always have we'll have the archive up for you. So, thanks for stopping by and saying hi. I do have to, we don't cite IGN very much. I just never think to go there.
Same.
But IGN, I think, handled this appropriately. I think their response was spot on. Their reactions seem absolutely justified. And, I was listening to Giant Bomb talk about this, and if you want to go back to Giant Bomb's episode that was released on August 7th or 8th of 2018, they do a really good job of discussing. They worked under this pressure at GameSpot. At that time, they were the biggest game review website. So they were trying to figure out how in the world can this happen? It's easier for you and I to talk about it because we do this as a hobby. We make shit that late all the time. You know, we try to get it done, but you know, we don't do reviews anymore because it's really tough to hit deadlines and play through a full game and have a full-time job and all that kind of stuff.
And then get 10 views.
So, but what Giant Bomb did was try to figure out like what kind of scenario might get someone in this predicament. I'm assuming that they hadn't read the outcome, but Jeff Gerstmann was like, you know, he's not justifying it in any way. But he's like, I wonder if this being his first review and this being a difficult game, that maybe he didn't know to ask for more time and was too scared to ask and took a shortcut. And now it's bit him in the ass. And he's like, this is the kind of thing that's career ending.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't justifying it in any way, but they were all caught off guard kind of in the same way that we are right now. And it's just, again, that's Giant Bomb, though. Those are guys that, even though I don't always agree with some of the things they say, they're like the most level-headed dudes next to Easy Allies in all gaming journalism and podcasts. So to hear them at least even try to put themselves in those shoes, like I wouldn't make that choice, but I could see where there's that decision to ask for permission or take a shortcut, and they clearly made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
But if you go and see some of this as a personal note, I went to this guy's personal YouTube channel, and he just seems like such. Let's just say I'm not surprised.
Okay.
He comes across like his filmography is total ripoffs of what all the PC guys do and the way they film their stuff. The inflection in the voice, the way he delivers his dialogue is. No one talks like that, kind of a thing. I don't know. So, but yeah, you know, even our reviews that I've done where like I get, unfortunately, there was a Might and Magic review that I did that went popular a long time ago. I said I've played 3 or 4 hours of it in the review because I knew that I needed to get the video out, so I put that disclosure in. And dude, I get ripped apart. It's like still to this day, I still get little comments that are like 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, way to. You put in enough time to review a game. I'm like, all right, fair enough. But even then, as someone that didn't know any better, that has no journalistic background at all, knew I needed to disclose that I've played very little of this game.
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while, I'll see comments like that on our videos, and I just want to be like, dude, that was 8 years ago.
Hey, look at the timestamp, man.
We uploaded that 8 years ago. Chill out.
What are you going to do? So, Vepper says, you play gosh dang Skyrim yet, Scott? Sheesh, no, I have not. Well, I apparently can write a review. I'll just go watch you play, Dustin.
That's right.
No, I have not played Skyrim. I probably never will. I think I had said a couple episodes ago, the closest I've been to a Bethesda game is playing through most of Doom 2016. But I just hit a boss a couple weeks ago that was really frustrating that I didn't enjoy. It's going to be tough for me to finish those last 2 levels.
Oh, no.
What are you going to do?
No.
Speaking of Doom, though, Channel Awesome put out their Doom movie review today. A+.
Okay.
It was
All
great.
right.
That's funny.
They're still around, huh?
Dude, they survived that whole backlash. I was hoping they would. I was rooting for them. And their like-to-dislike ratio is back to appropriate. I don't know. Vepper hates me. Sorry, man. Maybe I'll play Skyrim someday for you then. I don't know. I'm a fan of like Malcolm Ray and Tamara Chambers. I think they're really funny. And Doug Walker's just a goofy dude. He reminds me of a buddy of mine from middle school. So I don't know. Also, I think so. That's going to be it as far as that stuff is concerned. But speaking of Giant Bomb, Variety did a really nice write-up of them. Giant Bomb's been around for 10 years. It's been over 10 years since Jeff Gerstmann got fired for not changing a review score from advertiser pressure.
Man.
And I don't know, did you happen to read it? It was a long article. Did you happen to read it at all?
I skimmed the first part, just where they were talking about how they basically changed the way that games media is performed nowadays, like how they start their podcast and it's 90 minutes of tangents before they even talk about video games at all.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
The quick look, that's a 45-minute, not quite first impressions, but not a review.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to really do long-form video. I mean, they clearly have had a major impact on what we've done with our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
So it was nice to see Variety, as silly and gossipy as they are. But, you know, they're the type that'll do a Kim Kardashian expose or whatever. So it was cool to see Giant Bomb get some love in there. I like seeing it. Yeah. But go read it. It's a really nice write-up. They gave Drew Scanlon a nice shout-out for Cloth Map, which was really cool. They had a whole section showing that, you know, they've helped people as well. It's not just been, you know, everybody contained. Like, people have grown from working within them and from them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's still guys that I admire. I still listen to their podcast every single week. But, yeah, they're 10 years old, and congratulations to them. They are one of the most consistently, like, top 3 most downloaded podcasts on iTunes. You know, they're a top 5 of, like, genres, you know, not just video games. So that's pretty impressive, because they've switched seats with a bunch of people. They've got 2 different offices. So it's pretty impressive that they've been able to, I don't know, keep changing things in a certain way. Before Patreon was a thing, they had subscriptions. Before HD was a thing, they had long-form video. I don't know. It's just really impressive what they've done. They've got a really cool community. So, all right, man. Let's get to the real news of the week. The thing that we really want to talk about the most.
New Game Plus.
No,
I'm joking.
Okay. I'm like, what are you doing?
So, Nintendo Direct had an absolutely incredible trailer in which they showed both Simon and Richter Belmonts, the greatest Belmonts, in a trailer for an upcoming game. Unfortunately, it's Smash Brothers.
That's well put and fair.
If this had been literally any other game, I would have been absolutely over the moon excited.
It is appropriate. I can slightly hear Mr. Belmont in the background right now.
Yeah. He's just as upset as I am.
He's like, Smash Brothers, no. He's out there flipping tables. I will not have my bottle, damn it.
Tiny little baby-sized tables. But yeah, he's going to be the Smash Brothers Ultimate, and the character models are old school Simon, like from Castlevania's box art Simon.
Yeah.
And Richter looks just like he does from Rondo. They look awesome.
They do.
They, like, the attacks that they use look awesome. Everything about it is awesome, except the game that they're in. Yeah. The trailer was absolutely incredible.
The trailer was the kind of thing that you and I don't like Smash Brothers, Super Smash Buttons, but it gave me chills, like, looking at it. I was just so happy. They also, mechanically, they took a lot from, it's like a hybrid of the NES, but they had little touches from Castlevania 4, where there's the whip dangle ability in there. What are some of the, like, the bosses that they bring back? I think there was a Frankenstein's monster. I think the super has to do with, like, Dracula can come back at some points, and again, we don't know, so I think you can bring in bosses from other games. There's a coffin thing. There's a...
He did an item smash.
There are... Oh, the castle is one of the levels.
Right.
Looks great.
They even had the mask version of Carmilla from Simon's Quest in it. Like she peeks through the window at the end at Luigi.
Did not get that at all. So
yeah, the trailer absolutely incredible.
Holy
I wish
Water
it had been for a real game.
Holy Water,
yeah,
was in there, and also Brandon Jones from Easy Allies was saying that it looked like a scroll from one of those 90 television CD compilations of like best hits of the 60s or whatever, because it showed 34 different, or 30 some, I think it was 34 different tracks that they've remastered for the game that are going to be included in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if they have like a side story where it's just like you can play them through like an actual game, I'll buy that.
Hopefully, because they're clearly fans at Konami that love Castlevania, that want this property done. It's just the corporate overloads are like, no, we need, Yakuza and Pachinko. So, like the real Yakuza. But anyway, and insurance, right? Don't they also do insurance? Is that them?
Yeah.
There was another game, like Capcom or somebody. But anyways, maybe they will see enough social media hype about this where they maybe will do similar to the way that Square Enix put together that small team that made like I Am Setsuna and some other games. Maybe Konami will be like, all right, you guys did a great job on Smash Brothers. Simon Belmont's and Richter Belmont are two of the most popular characters. You did great. Go ahead, make a $20 Castlevania 2D game. Maybe.
Simon's Quest Remaster.
Even that would be fine.
Simon's Quest Rebirth.
Hey, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Simon's Quest would be a perfect one to do.
Yeah. Because it's the only one that people look back and say, it's not great.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have some rose-colored glasses to love it like you do. Let's be honest.
Oh, well.
There's some junky stuff in that game.
What was I going to say? Oh, physical copy on the Switch. Special edition. I want all kinds of stupid crap thrown in there that I can throw on a shelf and never touch.
Does this mean that there's going to be really good amiibos? Don't you have to have an amiibo to be in Smash? So at bare minimum, you might be able to get a Richter and a Simon amiibo. And if these are the models, come on, even I might want one of those. Don't lie.
Maybe.
You're lying to yourself. You absolutely get one.
What if I could put it on my Switch and play as Simon in Breath of the Wild?
Okay, now you're really talking some good ideas here. Mm-hmm. I would get an amiibo for that.
Yeah.
I think Shovel Knight's going to be in Smash Brothers too. I think I saw that on Twitter today. Inti Creates, my favorite developer for the Switch, said congratulations to Yacht Club about that. And I think that's what that was related to, which is very cool. I don't know. Sorry we're dogging on Smash Brothers to anyone listening that loves the game. It's never been our cup of tea.
And it's bad. It's a bad game.
It's a bad game. Now, the one thing that we do need to note is Richter is what they call an echo. So Simon and Richter play exactly the same weapon sets, all of that. It's just like a skin, I guess.
Okay.
So it's not two different characters, but I do love that both are in there anyways. If you're going to make a skin, Richter makes more sense than Trevor. As far as like weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
Because Rondo plays to me more like one or whatever. So anyways, that's cool stuff. Divx, I'm sorry, it's not Divx. It's DIVX.
Yeah.
We apologize to that. Here I am ranting about the NES. However, I've seen Jeremy Parrish and Mike Matei basically plagiarize us and say, I mean, of course they didn't. They're just correct. It's the NES. Everyone said NES. It was the NES. It's the NES. Jeremy Parrish went far enough to say Super NES. So it's like, all right, dude. Right on, brother.
I think they did plagiarize this. It's apparently what journalists do nowadays.
If any, wouldn't that be? There's no way Jeremy Parrish ever would. He's like, I coined Retroidvania. People plagiarize me. You know what I mean?
I don't plagiarize. I get plagiarized.
I get plagiarized.
Damn it.
That that would be a one. Boomstick Gaming needs to put that on its YouTube, Twitter bio. I get plagiarized. But it was funny to see there seemed to be no division. Like GIF and GIF, you do see people arguing either way. I have not seen really anybody. Kelsey Lewin, also another person that we've talked about on the show. She was like, one of my employees, I think she works at a game store in Seattle, said Ness, and Jeremy Parrish said to her, like, well, I guess you got grounds for firing now. I'm like, great.
You get the hell out.
That's so funny. But it seems like a lot of people that I appreciate their opinions. That's coast to coast. I'm Midwest. They're East and West. It's NES, damn it. So, moving on then. What else we got coming up here?
One of the best things ever is happening to God of War. It's getting a new game plus mode.
I gotta start bugging my buddy. I let him borrow that game. I need it back now.
Apparently, when you go back through, you'll have like higher level enemies. So it's not just. Maybe you should just write a letter to get another Castlevania.
If only it was that easy. But we haven't done it. The IVX, so.
That's true. What if there's somebody at Konami just sitting there like, I mean, if they want another Castlevania, why am I not getting the letter?
We'll send two. We'll trust Google Translate. We'll send a nice, simple English, and then we'll send a Japanese version to the best of our ability and see what we get.
I like this.
That would be fun. Maybe we should do that. That's a good idea. If anything else, at least it'll add 15 minutes to a podcast one day.
Right? Yeah.
We can write it on air. Have chat help us. That'd be great. Have it nice and fun. And, yeah. So, yeah. God of War, New Game Plus. It's just something I wouldn't talk about in the news. It just shows how little there is to talk about.
That's big news. I love New Game Plus. I love it.
I like that they're adding it this far after the fact. There's been a lot of news covering how much money God of War has made. They've sold $131 million in digital game downloads.
Wow.
There's no microtransactions in the game, so that's just selling the game digitally on the PS4.
That's awesome.
I bought a physical copy, but paid full retail, of course. That game sold a shitload of copies. And it deserved to. I'm glad so many people bought it. You haven't played it yet, have you?
Not yet.
Well, not now. There's more of a reason. I was trying to tell you with the whole son thing. I know Sully is a bit younger, but I think that there's definitely some moments where you'd be like, yeah, you should have knocked that off, boy. But yeah, God of War's getting a New Game Plus, so there's going to be a reason to go back and replay it. This should be good news for you, because he grinded out every little pixel in that game, and it was too easy for him. So maybe it'll bring the Valkyrie fights more into more relative terms. Like, they really felt so different. I hated the Valkyrie fights. I just gave up on it. I saw the end credits, went back to do some Valkyrie, said this sucks. Here you go, Nate. You can borrow the game now. And then we did have a late addition to the news this week. Our buddy Brian Trusty, who was the one that broke some OUYA gaming news for us. He's helping with the operating system over there, which is very cool. He says OUYA is currently no longer accepts credit card info. So the store no longer accepts credit card info. So it's probably going to be seeing it go down completely soon. but the new store is on its way. So hold out, and a new storefront will be up. And John Hancock on YouTube, he's a big collector, has a bajillion games, really cool collection. Seems like a nice guy. Never interacted with him. It seems cool. He made a video to help hype it. So we're going to do our part as well. Brian's putting in some good work. He's a friend of ours. So, yeah, just keep an eye for a new OUYA storefront. It's not dying. It's coming back.
OUYA hype.
OUYA hype. So, hey, Ether, thanks for joining. Good to see you, man. All right. Well, it is time to... Yeah, we got some Arizonians in here. We got Vepper and Ether, and every time they meet in our chat, they're like, it's hot. Is that what they do in Zarek's chat, too? They're like, it's hot. Yeah, it's fucking hot. And then they go to the next... Hey, good to see you, man. It's still hot. Oh, I did forget to...
Chat too.
Oh, I forgot to look up the Arizona Haboob. What was that called? I've had to look that up after the show last week. Because we recorded on a Friday, and then I left and went out. So, yeah, let us know the name of that sandstorm from Arizona last week. I forgot to look it up.
Oh,
yeah. But let's talk about the YouTube channel of the week.
YouTube channel of the week. Week. This week. Well, first off, we're going to do a little double dip action because we've talked about lazy game reviews before.
Yes, this is a
multiple
repeat.
times on the show.
Yep.
But he did a recent vid where both you and I love it when people use technology to do the dumbest thing possible.
Yes.
Like the most roundabout way. It's like it's like a Rube Goldberg machine, but using technology to do things. And my favorite up to this point has been when someone used a Sega Game Gear and the Game Gear TV to play a Xbox 360. That was the dumbest thing I've seen.
My favorite was he used the video monitor from the inside of a camcorder to get the original Halo to play on it through modern capture devices from Lazy Game Reviews.
All right.
So it was like a 1 inch by 1 inch black and white monitor of like, it was great.
That's great. So Lazy Game Reviews, he took his current generation phone. I think it's a Samsung Galaxy 7.
No, it was an 8. It was an 8. 7s were the ones that were blown up and recalled.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he's still alive, so you probably didn't have that one. So yeah, it was an 8. And he has a DOSBox emulator on it, and he connected a USB 3.5 inch floppy disk drive.
Yeah. To
his phone. He put a shareware version onto a floppy disk, and he played Commander Keen on his Android phone.
Loading from the disk. He didn't copy information through it. It loaded and read the drive, the A drive.
Yeah. I mean, he went full like ridiculous because he attached a USB hub, a keyboard, and this drive, and it all worked.
And it was a PS2 keyboard, like an old IBM clippity cloppity, that he needed a PS2 to USB adapter to get that to interface.
Yes.
So he had this like interface breakout box, and it worked.
So cool.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Good old Lazy Game Reviews. It's wild to see like how he has grown. Because he's almost had 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And
whoa.
Yeah.
He deserves every bit of it. Every bit of it.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you. But when he was back on the video game years, he's got like this like scraggly ZZ Top long ass beard.
Yeah.
And now he's like, he looks younger now than he did 8 years ago when he was making that stuff. But he was like a tiny YouTube channel doing goofy stuff. And yeah, his name's Clint, I think. Is that right?
I think so. That sounds right.
I don't know. He seems like a super nice guy. He absolutely deserves 1 million subscribers. He's very cool. DIVX is 40 degrees where he is. I believe, don't you go like double it and add 20? Or is it
So it's 100.
be close to 100? And that
Yeah.
isn't that about right? Or is it 12? It's either 12 or 20. And to go the other way, you do the same thing. As far as when I was in Europe, it was in the summer, so people were trying to help us out. And yeah, I think it was double and add 20. What do we got here?
Either said, I've heard people calling 95 degrees hot, so I can't really trust anything from them.
Either you can't trust me then. It's been in the 90s here in Ohio. But we have that. So
It's like,
the dry heat does make a difference. Not because it doesn't feel not hot. It's just that your body is able to actually release some moisture. When it's humid, it's just all like it's insulated inside of you.
yeah. It's like it's 95 degrees out and you're wrapped in a wet towel.
Yeah. It sucks regardless. Oh, either said it's been 120 and in parts of Arizona where he's been. That is bananas.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah, I think 40. I think it's like double it and then add 20 to get the Celsius conversion. Like, within several degrees. It's not accurate. Kind of like a liter's like 3.7. 3.7 liters is a gallon, but it's just easy to go by 4. Kilometers are, I think, 2.2 to a mile. So just go with double it and then add a little change onto it. I don't know. Good old conversion. I wish that we were on the metric system because I do like 5s and 10s better. Or we all switch together, the entire world, and we start counting by 3s. I really like counting by 3s. It makes way more sense to me. You can do like really neat visual representations with math, with triangles. And I learned the counting by 3s song when I was in 3rd grade, and it just worked well for me.
I say we scrap all of it and every country adapts their own standard.
Just go just bananas with it. Like,
yeah.
We do that with time zones. So and that works great. So we might as well just. Dustin, you're always against the grain.
Let's just make everything more difficult.
Everything more difficult, please. Yes. But Lazy Game Reviews, go make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel and his YouTube or his Android DOSBox emulator working with a 3.5 floppy disk. Again, he's not copying the information onto his phone. It does not exist on his phone. He's playing the game from a floppy drive directly. And the DOSBox is incredible software. How it works so well on all sorts of different PCs. I'm assuming it's on Mac. And the Android app. I mean, it ran Commander Keen great. There wasn't any weird slowdown. It wasn't too fast.
It looked awesome.
It looked great.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we double dipped last week. We can double dip this week.
Yeah.
By the way, I did binge watch a lot of Bithead 1000 last week, and watched several different Daniel Ibbotson Slopes Game Reviews videos. We had bangers last week. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. We had great recommendations.
Awesome.
Pat ourselves on the back there. So who we got next?
If they do well, we can take credit for that.
Oh yeah, they're already doing better than us, but yeah, I mean,
we shouted out LGR, and he's up to almost 1 million now. So
yeah, we shouted him out when he was at like 200,000. So
you're welcome, Clint.
You're welcome. It had nothing to do with how great your content is.
That's right.
It was the 8 people that watch
you're
us.
Charismatic and hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, the channel that I picked is called, to no one's surprise, Haunt Former.
No surprise.
He is someone who is as enthusiastic about Halloween as I am.
Cool.
And he is like fully on board. Like he's like the way that he presents himself on camera, he is just 100% on.
Okay.
Like, even though you see it and you're like, this is a little goofy, like he doesn't give a damn. He is just 100% like, boom, Halloween, y'all.
Okay.
But he Actually, he's the reason I own Boney Bernie and Saki Chan, because he did a Big Lots video.
Oh, okay.
That's where I got those. So I was like, you know what? I got a Big Lots right down the road. I wonder if they got their Halloween stuff out. And then I spent like 40 minutes walking back and forth in the aisles, hitting all the buttons and listening to stuff.
I haven't been to Big Lots in a while, but I need to.
Yeah, it's
You
great.
can find good stuff there. Like we got a couch there for a college dorm room. Oh, it was great. Did you have any place that called it Odd Lots instead of Big Lots?
No.
Hated it. Felt like I was in a dream, or like I was trying to brush my teeth with my left hand. Like, this is weird. It's supposed to be the same, but it's different. I don't like it. Yeah, and just several towns over, they had Odd Lots. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's Big Lots, baby.
I was like, you were at odds with that store.
Oh.
But yes, Haunt Former. He also does movie reviews, and I am going to include a review for them from 1954, which I actually just rewatched.
Oh, okay.
And that movie's great. And his review is great.
From the 50s, I might be able to stream that without paying any money for it. Like, it might be public domain.
Maybe.
Like, archive.org might have it. Like, they've got a lot of old movies and books and stuff. Like, I got, I downloaded 1984 from, Animal Farm. I was in an Orwell kick this early spring. And, yeah, if you haven't read, Animal Farm, it's a great book, and it's like 150 pages. It's super short.
Oh, sweet.
I read it in high school and liked it, and I'm like, I should try that again. Animal Farm is great. It's a very fun book. And I forgot some of the twists. I was like, fuck. Like, I got really real into it. Yeah, but maybe I'll try check them out. I haven't watched an old either scary or monster movie in a long time.
It's also a great Misfits song.
Never liked the Misfits. I'm not much into punk rock, though.
We're done here.
We're done? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's the real deal breaker, because this is when I'm done. Do you like the Ramones?
I do, actually. Yes.
No, it's the worst.
But, okay, here's what I will say.
Okay.
I like the Ramones. I won't say they're good.
That's fair.
I won't say, no, they're the best band ever, man. Okay. They're great. Nope. I do like them, but
I like some absolute trash too.
Yeah.
So
their songs are like 4 seconds long. They know 2 chords, like,
and they're sloppy, and yeah, dude, they drive me.
Cocaine's a powerful drug.
Drive me up the wall. Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair. To each their own. But so are all of his videos just reviews and stuff, or does he just have some podcasty type like discussion videos? He'll go through stores and kind of point out what they have for sale at the time. Oh, okay.
He has like prop creation videos.
Oh,
like
nice.
Creating props for decorations. And movie reviews. Like, he also reviewed Hereditary recently.
I'm excited to put that on our list when that finally gets a Blu-ray release. But we're doing The Thing for Halloween, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Cabin in the Woods at the end of the month.
Yep. I've already watched that once.
I'm excited to watch Cabin in the Woods. I'm in the mood to watch another movie. Yeah, I don't know. I was surprised how much I enjoyed talking about The Void. So, yeah.
Sweet.
The movie's fine. I would recommend people watch it, but I really enjoyed talking about it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing another spoiler cast about a horror movie.
I love The Void even more after watching it.
You know what I didn't understand? Maybe I will watch it again someday. I said I wouldn't, but maybe I will then if you liked it through the second viewing. No, I didn't know that there was a Return of the Living Dead 2. Mm-hmm. It just got a Blu-ray release. I saw a bunch of people on Twitter talking about it. I love the first one. Like I said, it gave me my first nightmare last week. And so
Return of the Living. The second one is like a horror comedy.
Oh, like really self-aware as like
Yeah.
silly. Oh, okay. I would definitely have to watch that then.
It's great. There's a line from it that I don't know if I want to spoil it. Well, sure, why not? Nobody cares.
Spoil
There's
life.
this one. There's this one zombie that goes, "Get that damn screwdriver out of my head," in a real Southern
The
accent.
zombie says it?
Yeah, and, like that was a quote around my family for like decades.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Get that damn screwdriver.
Oh, see,
Out
I
of
didn't
my
think that
head.
it was like a self-aware sequel. Now I really want to watch it. Like, it just sounds
it's
fun.
great.
It either says Animal Farm is a big reference to Stalin and how communism worked for him. Yes. I mean, it's Orwell, so obviously he's like, his family got fucked by communism, and he did. So that's what 84 and Animal Farm is all about. That's why China has recently banned Animal Farm. And if I could see why, I could see why you don't want that out there, if from their perspective. Snowball for life, baby. But anyways, yeah. Go watch Haunt Former, and we're gonna recommend them review. Should I watch them, like see if like archive.org has it? Like if they do, should I watch the movie and then do the review, or should I watch the review then the movie?
I would watch the movie first.
Okay, because there are
movie's
times
great.
with, where it can be helpful to have it spoiled or talked through a bit, especially with older movies, not so much like newer stuff. But little references, things that I wouldn't know about that might be culturally relevant, slurring my words. So, but you know what I mean? How sometimes like references and whatnot could totally go over my head. That would be more impactful if I understood the context. Okay, cool. Well, I'll go to archive.org and I'll check that out. And also, I got to look up that Arizona storm as well.
I will say that about the middle part of them gets a little slow, but hang in there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, pacing of movies was different back then.
Yeah.
So, very cool. All right, man. Well, let's talk about what you've been playing.
I've been playing a little bit of Flashback. I've gotten a little bit further.
I mean, it's only been 4 days since we've recorded or whatever, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be late.
Trying to think what I did play there. I think I got like 2 more levels in. Like I've gotten to Earth, and I got through the nightclub, and then I got captured, and I'm in that level.
Okay.
So I think that's the level before you go to the alien planet.
Flashback is definitely a game that has some cutscenes that were really ahead of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just impressive to see. Looking at, like specifically going through YouTube and looking at retrospectives and stuff. Like, did Ibbotson do one of those? Subs Game Room? So I just recently watched somebody. Maybe I think he might have. It might have been recommended after watching the video you had last week.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought that, the YouTube video I watched brought that up. It's like, damn, you're right. In 1993 or whatever, having like when he hops on a space bike and like zooms out, it's like that is actually really impressive for the way that they handled that in a Super Nintendo game.
Man, I'd watch this movie if they made a Flashback movie.
I would. I'd feel obligated to, but Blade Runner 2049 is an absolute masterpiece. So sign me up for some more cyberpunk stuff.
Oh, you know what they need? I got it. Denis Villeneuve. All he does is put one of those little bikes like in the background or something.
Oh, even just like a little reference to it in his next movie?
Yeah. Just like a George Lucas style.
Yeah, there you go.
And boom, Flashback movie.
Oh, man. I can't wait for his next project. Just Arrival, Sicario, and Blade Runner 2049 are such... They're all 3 incredible movies.
Yeah.
I just can't... and very different.
Yeah.
But just awesome. I haven't seen Sicario 2. I heard it's pretty good. Just not as... a little more straightforward, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's got to be out. So that just came out in the theater several months ago, and it wasn't a big blockbuster, so it's got to be rentable by now. He didn't direct it. But yeah, those 3 movies are incredible.
They're awesome. He should do I would love for him to do a horror movie. Just the way that he can build atmosphere.
He may have. We'll have to go back through his IMDb. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, there was a lot, especially Arrival is perfect case in point that he could do that. Because that was super suspenseful and eerie at times, but
yeah.
Oh man, I loved Arrival so much. I thought everyone did a great job in that, and yeah, ooh. Maybe that'll be my go to sleep movie tonight. Will be Arrival. And then also, so you were getting into some Cinemassacre?
Close. This is actually a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called Monster Madness Grave Danger. It's for the PlayStation 3. It's it's kind of a dual stick shooter.
Okay.
That also has some like melee elements to it. It originally came out for the 360 as Monster Madness, and then it was released on the PS3 as Monster Madness Grave Danger. But it is 4 teenagers are in a house, and like zombie apocalypse happens.
Cool. I like dual stick shooters.
Yeah, they're great. It has like crafting and leveling up. You have a shop that you can visit like every level.
Okay.
And you can buy like the lady I chose, Carrie. She had nail guns that she could use. That's her distance weapon. And you can. I have level 2. There's level 3. So you can. There's other weapons you can get, like a shotgun, a rocket launcher, and you can level those up. You can level up your speed. Right now I'm plus 20% speed. And it is very much in the vein of Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're not rescuing people like that, but it's like it starts with zombies, and then there's giant spiders, and then there's like goblins, and there's Bigfoot.
Okay.
And he's literally this beast that has huge feet, and he kicks rocks at you. At the beginning cutscene, after it breaks off, like the main kid says, zombies have eaten my neighbors.
Oh, nice.
So it's very clearly like an homage to it.
Oh, that's rad.
And I feel like I won Parent of the Year award because I was playing it and Solly was standing there watching me. It's not super violent or anything, so it's not like gonna scar him for life.
It's not like Splatterhouse.
Right? Yeah, he's not gonna become a serial killer. But he was watching me and he was like, "Is this Zombies Ate My Neighbors?" And I was like, "Yes."
Bravo, buddy.
It's like, "You're welcome, bud. You are welcome for the life you're having."
That's also a testament to how good they did as the developers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. When you said, the person's name was Carrie in there, it seemed like a reference to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
My parents' first date was to go see that movie.
Wow.
And my little sister's name is Carrie, which turned out to be a coincidence because she was actually named after our babysitter.
Cool.
On the way to the hospital, the song Carrie Ann was playing by like the Turtles or whatever, like that old 60s song. And that's her like full name. Isn't that weird?
That's awesome.
What a weird, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Strange
Speaking
thing.
of Solomon being awesome.
Okay.
Was it Tuesday? Wait, hold on. What's today? Today's Wednesday.
Was it
Monday.
Okay.
Was his first day of kindergarten.
How'd he do?
He did awesome.
Class president?
Yeah, probably. Well, class clown maybe. I got to drop him off because Kim had to be at school because she had kids in her room.
Okay. Oh yeah, because she's
So I dropped him off and I walked him in, and like 20 seconds after we walk in, he doesn't even know I'm there.
He's like, "Later, Dad."
Yeah, he walks in. He has a Minecraft backpack that Kim's aunt bought him.
Okay.
And he hands it to the teacher, and she starts talking about Minecraft. And he's like, "Yeah, I love Minecraft. I don't play it as much now. Recently, I've been really into this game, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild." And you can see the teacher's face just completely glaze over, like, that's great, sweetie. So he just walks in and starts chatting up the teacher.
That's great.
Yeah, he was so comfortable and cool with it.
I would have been best friends with him. I'd been like, "Oh, you know Zelda? I heard Suzanne plays Zelda."
Yeah.
Oh, that's rad, man. Congratulations. That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's got to be a weight off your shoulders, too.
Absolutely.
Like I would imagine
No,
as a parent, like that's scary to have your kid like going to school and like, if he hates it or whatever, like how hard that'd be for you.
having worked in elementary schools, you see kids that are just melting down
Yeah.
at the thought of their parents leaving them. So yeah.
So I was the type that would have been like, I'm free. Like, my brother, not so much. Like he would cry if my mom would go to the grocery store. Where I saw that as an opportunity. Like, she's gone. All right, cool. I'm sure you're surprised to hear that. Well, good deal, man. Just been a few days, but you had a good weekend of gaming. And again, congratulations to Sully. That's rad.
Yeah.
I love how his first impression is like, yeah, I'm over that. My aunt got me that, but I've been into Zelda. So you were right, man. The fact he admitted, like, yeah, he's not that into that lately. That's cool.
And he always says Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
I love it.
He always says the whole thing.
That's great. That means that he'll be real particular. Like, when he has glasses, you can put tape on them for him, you know.
Well, actually.
I was at a wedding this weekend, and Call Me Al came on. It's like my family's theme song for whatever reason. So the bass part came in. You know, there's like a slap bass interlude at the very end of the song. Mm-hmm. And my buddy, who's a big musician, like his band played at Lollapalooza one year. Cool. So it's like, Drew, don't you want to like? Well, actually, that's a keyboard, not a bass, because like people are out there like, kind of like Seinfeld is done on a keyboard. The Seinfeld interludes are all done on a keyboard, not an actual slap bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. So
cool.
Ether says, Dustin, I recommend giving the kid something to be responsible for. Get him a dog. Oh, he's got a little brother. You can just pawn that off on him.
I'll give him a gun.
There you go. I was gonna say like get him in an MMO and like yeah, like level him up in an MMO or something. Happy 6th birthday! Here's your 9/11 or 1911 or whatever. So cool. I have been playing because of all of this IGN controversy. I have not been able to get away from Dead Cells. We talked about it briefly last week as we were talking about Chasm as well. And I broke down and I bought it because I just started seeing coverage about it everywhere. Everyone's giving it like 9s and 10s all the time. People are loving it. And I got to say, man, it's living up to the hype so far.
Cool.
I think it was Polygon that called it. God, I got to get this. What's he saying in chat there? You look at that while I look up what they called the review.
Either says something small, but over time, years needed. Stupid screensaver. I am delaying. Okay. Like make sure this egg isn't damaged by the end of the week or month and increase the scale of it over time to instill the idea of responsibility.
Yeah, I trust this. Dustin's got that on lock. He's a military dad. Dead Cells, the Switch review. The Castlevania of Spelunkies.
Okay. All right, yeah.
DIVX, Murica. Yeah, we're pretty Murica over here. But I think that's a very apt title for it. Because there's a lot of great... It's your first Czech practice rifle for fun, yeah. That appeals to me. My family, it was Slovakia now, but Slovakian side. We came from Czechoslovakia. It's weird going and looking at like YouTube videos of Slovakians because it's like, yeah, I fucking look just like those people. That's straight where I am from, 100%.
It's like when shows film like time travel when they go like back in time and all the people just look exactly like the people that
it's like
their ancestors from way back when.
Yeah, that's really how it feels. Like it was a real. I mean, it was just wild. My mom's 100%. All 4 of her grandparents were off the boat, so it's just like I'm half. And I got those genes. My brother does not look like me very much, but my brother and my sister and I look like dead fucking on. But going back to Dead Cells. it feels really good to play, man.
Yeah.
I have it on the Switch, and there was some news that was coming out today that they're going to get it up to a better frame rate. Once I get further into the run, there's certain enemies. Ironically, they're small, but they cause like Sonic kind of slowdown or Mega Man 3 slowdown. So they're supposed to fix that. But one thing that, and it took me a while to figure out, and it wasn't until listening to the Giant Bomb talk about it that I confirmed it, is there's times where the enemies, like you can touch them, and it's not until they're attacking that you actually take damage from them. And it has some really great dodge mechanics that way. And it's just like a 2D game. And the thing that put me off was that it does procedurally generate, but it's like you jump into a bunch of little mini Metroid or Castlevania areas.
Okay.
And every time you get to a new area, you get a chance to cash in what you've collected and refill your health. And so it's always really easy to understand how to progress. So if you're doing well health-wise, you can do a little bit more exploration to kind of fill out the map and look for extra goodies and whatnot. Or if you're in trouble, you know, general idea how to book it. And you build progression based on that. So it really feels much closer to Rogue Legacy, which, you know, I've played through that game several times. It's really feeling like that in a way that, and one time I got to the first big boss, I lost, I shouldn't have, but I did. And it just felt good, man. Also the main song, it's like real subtle, kind of like the way that you hear like a guitar in the background in like Diablo 3 or Hearthstone. Something about this song reminds me of Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac. His song "Big Love." If the person that did the soundtrack is not a big Fleetwood Mac fan, or was not like recently listening to that song, I'd be utterly shocked. Like there's just little subtle differences. I don't know. I'm not calling him like a plagiarizer or anything like that, but it gives me that vibe, and that's my favorite Lindsey Buckingham Fleetwood Mac song, which is really cool.
Cool.
But Dustin, I think you would like this quite a lot. I think that it's going to do well for me because I've been getting burnt out on Rocket League quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So I need something to just play a run of. So I think having a run-based game will be really fun. And I don't know how it works because I'm still really early in the game. But I do know that there are certain things that I have unlocked permanently, which is cool.
Okay.
So it's not a total start from scratch. Like, for example, one of the things that I unlocked was it allows me to keep up to 3,000 gold on my previous run, which is very, very nice because sometimes you'll run into a merchant early or you'll have a wall that's locked, but you can pay to get to it. But you can see the item behind the wall, so you know whether it's worth it to you or not. They're very generous with item drops, I think. So it doesn't take long before you feel like you're in the thick of a new run. It like 20XX did the same thing, where it's like, God, I was so powerful that it sucks I got to start again. And it doesn't take much to feel like you're back into a good run. And because these little areas don't seem to be too big, sometimes with Rogue Legacy, I just want to kill myself because I got hit too many times, like on some bullshit from an enemy. Mm-hmm. And this, I know that, I can press through. I can still make this a good run, even if I was dumb and really hurt myself out of the gate. It's living up to the hype for me so far. I've got like an hour into it, though, so I'm in the honeymoon period right now. But, I really like it. And I can't wait to get back to that boss again. I have a much better idea of what I'm going to do next time I face him. And then I don't know how many bosses there are. In Rogue Legacy, there was 3 bosses, but every time you beat one, you didn't need to beat it again. I don't know if this game's like this or not. I'm assuming it probably is. But I don't know how many bosses there are, if that is the case, or when you feel like there's an end. But I do think that there is some sort of a conclusion that you can eventually get to. I think there is I think you can see credits, which is cool.
Well, it looks like there's a physical release
Of Dead Cells?
Yeah,
Oh, good. Okay.
Switch and PS4.
Uh, then I'd highly recommend it. I think that Dead Cells Spelunky is a very, or not Dead Cells, Castlevania Spelunky is a really good description of Dead Cells.
That sounds awesome.
Great music, good animations. Really, the thing with the combat is like you feel badass and fast. There are some guys, like all the enemies are relatively different. And in the plagiarized review, the guy points out that some enemies can get kind of repetitive, but you can get really good about the way that you approach each enemy to the point where they were a bastard and now you can get through it pretty easily. And you can be really quick with like, you'll have 2 different weapon types that you can use. You can have more than that, but let's just say your 2 mains. One's like an arrow and one's a sword. You can do like you can stun them maybe with 2 quick arrow hits, do a dash, and then get up there and swipe at them. And you can hit all these buttons in real quick succession. So you feel like a super ninja or something like that.
Cool.
So I've been really enjoying Dead Cells. I shouldn't be buying video games right now, but I couldn't help myself. So, all right, cool. Well, that's going to be it for what we've been playing. So let's get to listener feedback, and then we'll call it a show. Looks like we got some comments. Oh, we got Dumbass commenting right now. So we'll get to him in a little bit. But you want to get to DIVX first?
Yes, he says, missed again. Streamed live 9 hours ago. It's 12 p.m. here when I watch it. Interesting content as always. The pronunciation of NES kind of got me. I also pronounce the letters in a separate way, as I generally do it with my pseudonym DIVX. Xeric does it too, and that's where you two spell my name differently, like Divix or Divix. I guess that comes from the fact that you still have the Divix player in mind. My pseudonym, yeah, same. Actually comes from it. My mom sometimes gave me the surname. Since my real life name is David, actually Googled a commercial about the Divix player, and they say it the same way you do. Kind of thought I was the one at fault here, but since Xeric spells it the same way like me, can't wait for your Cabin in the Woods commentary. Personally, I find it ridiculous and cheesy at some points. Best scenes are, of course, where blood is spilled.
Cool. Yeah, maybe we'll just say David from now on. Dumez is calling me a commie after being a fan of Orwell's telling of that stuff, because I had mentioned that I forget what I said last week. He said that he says, "Holy crap, Scott wants regulations. That makes you a dirty commie, the exact same as Stalin. You want us all starving like in Venezuela. Stalin, the same." Come on, Dumez, you got to give me more credit than that. That's not true. I'm not a big fan of communism. I'm an entrepreneur, man. There's lots of regulations I don't like.
You're basically the exact opposite, because you're an entrepreneur and you don't want people to starve.
Yeah. But whatever, Dumez. Let's hash it out in the comments, buddy. Love you. And then do you want to? Maybe he's reading Orwell right now. Read his next comment.
He said, I saw a YouTuber the other day that said that Gradius 3 Gradius?
I say Gradius, but I'm okay with both.
Okay. We're going to go with Gradius. Gradius 3 for the SNES has a bit of slowdown. I responded with, that would be like saying Adolf Hitler was a bit of an asshole. I thought it was very clever, so I wanted to share it.
Yes, that is an understatement. The slowdown in Gradius is substantial. Saying
it's a feature, not a bug.
You know what, though? In that game, I actually will, I'll say okay on that.
Yeah.
Like, it's bullshit, but it does help.
That's not slowdown. That's bullet time.
Yeah, oh, there you go. That's Max Payne before it was Max Payne. It's where the Wachowskis got the idea for the Matrix. Yeah. They stole the plot from something else, so they need to steal the effects from another place.
They're the Wachowski sisters now, aren't they?
It's confusing. I think I don't even want to speculate. I think that they were, and then one's not anymore or something. Like, I don't care. Who cares? Teach their own. Because I'm not Stalin, damn it. Teach their own. Right. Whatever you want to do. Keep making good stuff. I don't care what you do.
They made one good movie.
They made it, but it's so good, they get a pass for whatever.
Yeah.
They had to have done more that I liked. I thought Matrix 2 was okay.
It was okay. The third one was...
Third one I really hated.
Swordfish was pretty...
Oh, they did Swordfish?
Yeah.
I liked it at the time. But even in high school or whenever that came out, I remember thinking, there's no way he could get a boner in that high pressure situation. When he had like a minute in the tequila to do the password or whatever, I'm like, there's no way. I don't care how hot she is. Someone has a gun to your head, and you have to think, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
But I like John Travolta as a villain. I think he was hateable in that movie in a really good way.
That's pretty funny because it was John Travolta right before he lost his career, and then Hugh Jackman right before he gained his career.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman exploded in that from there on out. I like plenty of movies with Travolta, but I really like Hugh Jackman a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even the crappy X-Men movies, he was still awesome in them.
Mm-hmm.
And were they the Illusionists? What's the one with him and Edward Norton? I get that, and I get those two mixed up.
The Prestige?
They're the Prestige. Yes, they're the Prestige.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Edward Norton's in the Illusionist, I think. And
yes.
Prestige is Batman.
Christian
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Yeah. I like Christian Bale a lot, too.
Mm-hmm. He seems all right.
He's pretty cool. There was a movie that he was in with Christopher Lee when he was a kid that I remember being on TV as a kid. That I don't know how I watched it, but nobody seemed to remember it. It was like ELO and it was like, what the hell was that called? He was like a prince, and there was like a Christopher Lee was like this black evil knight and was like turning people's hearts to stone. And it was called like ELO and the Far Away or something weird like that. I don't know.
Gonna have to IMDb that one.
I don't know. David, let us know. He says, democracy is non-negotiable from Liberty Prime, Fallout 4. Yeah. I do kind of like when you see politics in games, though, sometimes. Like, I really liked how Bioshock Infinite handled everything. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's good commentary, whether... I don't know. I don't get as upset about it as I think some people do.
Yeah.
Because it's just a game. You know. So, I think that's going to be it for the show, right? Do we get any other comments?
I think that's it. No emails. We didn't even get like any good spam that we could read to people.
We didn't. Although Tiana Spear just liked our track on SoundCloud. Dude, I love the spam we get on SoundCloud. Like, instantly we get a new follower that's got a female name, and it used to always have a male picture. So the spam bots are getting better. Now they're like flowers or scenes.
Ooh,
like a meadow or something like that.
Yeah. So
it's weird. Like, we'll get a like before we get any plays. like, shut up.
Wait a minute.
SoundCloud's really struggling, though, which is a bummer. I like that as a service, but they're losing money like crazy. Which is, I don't know. You know me, I like music, so it's a good way to share it. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for the show. So, I'd like to... Oh, got something?
Hold on. I want to read this from Studio Pango. Nothing stops Squirrel when it is on a bike. It rushes into the meadows, into the mud, and crosses the hills. But Squirrel respects the traffic lights and hates car pollution.
We got that as an email? That's a great press release. You know what? That's what our Castlevania letter's going to sound like.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. If we're lucky.
You know what? That's a good point. If we're lucky. If we have any Japanese listeners that want to help us with that. It'll be rudimentary. It'll be like 4th grade reading level. But yeah, that's going to be it for the show this week. So I'd like to thank Ben Landis for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. And also Cubby, we're using his song Title Force as our outro music. Ben Landis' track is Through the Forest, available on his album Adventure in Pixels. You can get all these things for Name Your Price on Bandcamp, and we have the links in the descriptions of our podcast. If you'd like to listen to the archives of our show, we have every episode available for free at our website, classicleet.com. That's classic L337. If you'd like to email us, if you have any questions or comments or business opportunities, anything like that, send the email to classicleet@gmail.com. Again, that's classic L337. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all that great stuff. Or any podcast app that I've looked for us, I've been able to find us, except for Plex. If you're a Plex person, they just added podcast services there, and they have no submission form. They're just scraping the internet, and they're using what people add. So if you're a Plex person, feel free to add our RSS feed to your Plex feed, and that'll help us get into the service, I guess, according to them. But if you have an opportunity to leave us a review anywhere, if you like the show, please do that. It'll certainly help us out. And yeah, that's going to be it. Like I said earlier, Dustin, we're almost at 1,000. We're at 985 before the show started on Podcast Addict. So that is our podcast app of choice, Podcast Addict. Our username at all the social media places is Classic Leet. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Again, if you want to help us financially, Amazon affiliate links are in the description, so you can use those. And that's going to be it for the show. So thanks, Ether, David. We got Sultan Uzin stopping in. Vepper, Zarek, Alex, Brian. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. And, of course, Cattingsworth, I hope you have a nice day at school tomorrow. Yeah, so that's going to be it for the show this week. Thanks a lot for listening to episode 280 of the Classic Elite Podcast. And we'll see you next week for episode 281.
Fresh blood does wonders for the body. It's what keeps me looking so young.
Boosh.
All right, awesome. Hey, good night, Zarek. Good to see you, man. I keep keeping an eye out for your No Man's Sky update. So I had a good how-to video up streaming today, how to beat someone in Monster Hunter. So yeah, David, thanks for stopping out, man. I know it's way past your bedtime, so sleep well, my friend. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Bass. Bass.
Oh, whoa, no. Stop streaming.